Alright, so this is a story time. This is a story time. Uh, so this story time is the kind I never told before. If you ever been having friends who turn on you during a confrontation, then you would know what I'm talking about. So I was on Discord, minding my own business, and I for some reason or for no reason, thought to send text to who I will call Barry and Trader One Jerry. Yeah, I get that their names are rhyming, I just don't care at this point. Anyway, so I've been acting weird lately, where I sent angry text and of course depressing text. Why? It was either I was having mood swings or just dealing with issues to where I desperately needed someone to speak to. So when it started to make it go out of hand, I then got confronted by Barry and Jerry. They both yelled at me in a group Discord VC. I tried to answer their questions and accepted my offer of receiving the last chance. So after all that, my guilt and worry about my last chance haunted me for a good while. That's when I texted Barry that wait, and when I texted Barry that I decided on wanting to part ways with him and Jerry, the reason is, well, it's 'cause it's for my mental health and well-being, and just didn't want to fight anymore, etc. I did ask them why shouldn't I leave, and Jerry convinced me to stay by saying I don't want to lose another friend. So that was the answer I wanted to hear. So I responded saying, "Okay, you convinced me, I'll stay." So that was the end of it, or so I thought. So after having a conversation with Barry, I got a text from Jerry on Discord. It happened after I didn't want to interfere with Trader 2 named Connor, since he was busy with something. I knew for a moment that Jerry was going to confront me, but this time with Connor involved. I said, "Oh fuck, here we go again." So another group VC on Discord happened. When Jerry himself said it's not going to be a VC, we're gonna have just a text conversation with each other. So he just changed it to a full-on group VC confrontation once again, and this time it's all about me, the second time. So I sat there hearing Jerry and Connor yell at me, spamming screenshots at me, etc. That is until the betrayal starts. So I told Barry personal information, which I shouldn't have done, but I just thought to get it out of just to get it over with, so I can just move on with my life. And since we have peace, this happened way before. This happened back in November, before the drama between me and Barry has happened. So I thought for a while that was appropriate, since usually you would want to be real with someone. So the moment the betrayal happened is when Jerry spreaded that information to Connor. Yes, you heard me right. Unknowingly, Jerry, who heard about the personal information from Barry, spread it and told Connor about it. So when they kept shouting at me, that's when I went overboard, where they out of the blue mentioned about Shadow being 15, saying, oops. When Shadow was 15, saying about my personal shit, calling me a pedophile, and lying that I convinced them to stay as their friend when I was the one that got convinced to stay as their friend. What's even worse, while Jerry was texting a lot of insults over the top ones to me, Connor was literally laughing at them, and it sounded evil to me. Nobody else laughed. Jerry didn't laugh, neither did Barry. So after a long ass argument was over on the VC, the two, Jerry and Connor both left the VC, and I was left with Barry behind. Barry was the only one that was being calm and neutral with me and did not go full on, full on mad at me for doing the shit I did before, and where I fucked it up again, where I messed up my last chance and caused Connor and Jerry to go right against me. So, yeah, after hearing all that laughter, I literally sat there, like, not knowing what to do or what to say or how to respond, because, like, Connor was not making it any better for me. It just sounded really evil of, like, laughing at me. So after the long ass argument, we all agreed to unadd each other and never speak to each other again. Or, as I thought. Barry was like the last one that was there, and he was been calm the entire time and like was talking to me. And I actually did cry to him. I was like crying in front of him, saying that I really did fuck up and I can't help it. It happens a lot to me. I've dealt with like a lot of shitty things that happened to me in the past, and it's been hard for me to actually, fix what I'm doing is wrong. And then, and then after such a long ass confrontation, I literally sat there wondering why the hell did I become friends with those two traitors when I knew something bad would have gotten worse. So I simply was being, truthful to Barry. Like, I was telling him things, that were personal, and only him and I can talk about it, and he should not tell it to anyone else. And I didn't know at the time, Barry went over to Jerry and told him about my personal info, and then Jerry spread it to tell it to Connor, which was who was not at all involved until later. It was too late. Um, so the real reason why I wanted to end my friendship with Barry and Jerry wasn't because I didn't actually want to end friendship with Barry. I actually wanted to end friendship with Jerry and Connor. The reason? Well, because they have a weird tendency of like telling lies and saying shit I never told them. Like, so during the confrontation, Jerry was heard saying that you convinced me to keep you and trust you, whatever. And I was the one that said, no. I was the one that said, okay, you convinced me, you don't want to lose another friend, so I am staying as your friend. So Jerry just like completely ignored what I just said and just like pulled it out of his ass and thought he could lie in front of like Connor and Barry. So I was clearly shaken up from the situation of those two yelling at me, and seeing the red flags of not knowing that Jerry was gonna, like, drag Connor into this, like, confrontation slash argument drama, whatever. I literally was, like, so pissed off to the point, like, after the VC was over and Barry and I agreed to, like, Barry and I, like, decided to, like, forget all this happened and whatever. So after I got the VC, like, trying to cool myself down, I literally was, like, really pissed off of Jerry, like, spreading my personal information that Barry told him and told it to Connor when he was when he was not at all part of the drama, until way later when I stupidly, for no reason, decided to text Connor about something. Like, I was desperate to find someone to speak to, and then Connor took it like a big deal, saying that I was trying to start drama again or whatever, when I simply was just sad that he was busy and I wanted someone to talk to. And I know I could have said, like, well, I could VC tomorrow if you wanted to, but he could have just, like, been more specific and was like, sorry, I can't VC with anyone today. I'm busy, but I'll be available tomorrow, whatever. Then I would have just, like, stayed back. And whenever I say that I will stay out of your way does not mean I'm starting something. It means that I will stay away and I won't, like, bug you with whatever the fuck you're doing. So, I don't know why Connor thought it was a big deal to, like, bitch at, to bitch at Jerry for what the fuck I do. So, yeah, that really pissed me off how Jerry and Connor are both pulled into the drama when I simply did say I wasn't gonna I did say I did plan this end of friendship like a long time ago, and Jerry just was at fault for convincing me to stay as his friend. So I simply just like that's when my trust with Barry, I mean no, not Barry. My trust with Jerry and Connor started to fall apart immediately right after the whole VC happened. This is when Barry and I pretty much agree that, yeah, like, no matter what, like, okay, so, and for some reason, and after that whole entire thing, I just sat there, like, clearly shaken up, really felt like my dark form, Dark Fang, was gonna come out and say something really harsh about them. And you know what? All because of what they done to me, I simply just fucking hate them. Like, I'm gonna hate them forever. I don't care what anyone says about how nice they are, but if you're gonna, like, confront me about something and are gonna spread personal info about what I told about to someone, then that means you're gonna make yourself into a fucking traitor, and you're gonna make yourself look like a. It just don't ever do that, okay? Like, if you're wanting to be personal with people, do not spread personal information about them and literally, like, take it so seriously to where you would accuse them into some misunderstanding. So, so they literally, so I told Barry this, like, that how hurt I felt for what happened, and for how those two pretty much like made my life a living hell just by simply, scaring me with the whole screenshots thing. You know what even made it more worse than that? Well, Connor admitted, while we were in a VC, Connor admitted that he was gonna record the entire VC conversation, when he doesn't realize that when you send a text on Discord, everyone's gonna see it. So Barry and I pretty much freaked out about that. I was hoping that he would not, put it up on YouTube and see it as like, a way for me to get targeted. But thankfully, thankfully Connor didn't, because like at least I know he's not harsh enough to do that. Because we all know that if you target someone on YouTube, everyone's gonna find out. So yeah, that's why we were pretty much freaking out about that. But then he was actually telling the truth that he deleted the video and just like got rid of it out of his computer. Wasn't gonna upload it. So so Bear and I pretty much like calmed down, and then we both said like we just don't know what to do at this point. Like, I literally do not trust them ever. I will never trust them again. I will never forgive them for what they have done. And you know what's even stupider is that during that VC, Jerry was texting and he said like I will never regret what I said about you, Wolfy. So I sat there like, yeah, like you're not gonna regret it. Cause then right after, the day after the confrontation, uh, Jerry then says that, was I being too far on Wolfy? It's like, oh, now you care? Oh, now you realize it? Like, you literally lied to say that you're not gonna regret it when you now regret it when it's already too late of what you said. And also, if you're gonna confront somebody, do not end up like being, okay, so during the confrontation, of course, I was being called a furry fuck, which is like the most anti-furry thing to ever say. And he just like went overboard, calling me a pedophile, blah blah blah. And I just like sat there, was like, okay, now we're going way too far with this. And he also pulled Connor involved with this shit, so now all hell broke loose between the both of us. So Bear was the only one that was actually neutral and told me to like, why would he have to fuck up every time? And it's like, I'm like, I don't know, it just happens, and I know that I'm really at fault for all this to happen and blah blah blah. But then I just hate how every time when I say I don't know and I don't know what to say or how to react to them like yelling, I really hate how Connor and Jer were just like forcing answers on me when I literally cannot answer a certain question when they're just nothing but yelling at me or spamming in the damn messages of like screenshots of my DMs. And so painful after such a painful confrontation of those two, I immediately was like knowing there's a lot of red flags happening between them two. Like, if you're gonna spread my personal information because I told Barry about them, then don't fucking spread it to someone else to where they will want to get involved with the fucking drama. Because obviously it's gonna make your life a more living hell than it is. So, after a while of like finally leaving their asses, I was planning to either just cut contact with them permanently and never talk to them again. So that's why I'm planning on Discord to like block the both of them and never hear from them again. Because I'm just sick and tired of like people. Oops. I'm just so sick and tired of like people not like, if they can't take my bullshit, then what's the deal of you being my friend? You know? I'm sorry that it's a lot to talk about. I mean, I was thinking of doing a Share Factory version of this, but the stupid thing says the data has corrupted or whatever. Like, there's not much data for it. So now you know. So after that confrontation, it took me like a long time to recover from a lot of betrayal feeling. because it was like a really awful feeling of like my two cared friends that I did believe that were loyal was a huge mistake to become their friends in the first place. So all thanks to them, I have been hurt and felt really, pissed off of what they have done. So the moral of the story is be careful with who you talk to because someday they might turn on you. So this is actually not, I'm not joking, this is my first ever experience of being betrayed by two of my trustworthy friends as I thought they were trustworthy. So, yeah, that's my story. I know that some of you may not believe what the fuck they did, but honestly, like, if you're gonna be mad at me and start saying a lot of those over the top insults and say bullshit lies that never happened or I never mentioned or anything, you're gonna obviously make yourself look bad and make everyone not believe what you have to say. So, yeah, so now Jerry and Connor are no longer my friends and are no longer allowed in my life. So all I'm gonna do is just do nothing but just be friends with the good people that's been good to me, like my best friend in the world and an ally. So the only time I will get along with people is those that are my ally and would actually be there to watch over me. So there you go. This story has been bugging me for such a long time, and I have like a lot of hate inside of my chest right now. So I hope you enjoyed the story time and would actually relate to what it's like to be betrayed by your trusted friends. Um, so yes, so yes, after such a long ass time of like being yelled at and all that crap and just seeing a lot of betrayal happening around me, it pretty much taught me something to never trust these guys again and never bother, talk with them because obviously they're gonna just like spread shit, I would say. So, yeah. So I'm no longer friends with Jerry and Connor. So that's all I have to say for this video. I'm just really pissed off at what they done to me and I just feel betrayed and they just like turn on me when I've been fearing this for many years. When I make friends with people, they would turn on me eventually and would like say something so harsh to where I would personally hate them a lot. So yeah, they're traitors to me. So yeah, those guys betrayed me. I don't care what they have to say. I just want to say that I really hate traitors. I hate people that just like used my personal information, spread it to some other person, and then just pulled them into the drama to fucking get mad at me for bullshit I do. So, anyways, thank you all for listening. I hope I did write a script about I did write this I this all this is all real. It really happened like 2 days ago, I think. Like my conversations happened like through this week and then it happened again I think it was like Saturday or Friday. I don't remember. Like it happened like through the week or something. So while my best friend was offline, it pretty much all happened in in 1 week. And yeah, I pretty much cried like 3 times about this. And yeah, it's so fucked up. Like I am seriously emotionally drained. I just don't know what to feel anymore. I'm fucking numb. So pissed at this point that I want to turn to Dark Fang like so fast already. So if you were able to see it, you would see a dark black aura like just forming around me, trying to come out of me, showing that I'm pissed off and want to turn dark. So yeah, you should think. So yeah, Jerry and Connor are no longer my friends, and I'm never gonna speak to them again or see them again. So hopefully that Barry and I hope I'm do hoping that like I made amends with Barry, so it seems like we're all okay together. We're all okay. Just it's mostly just like Jerry and Connor like making it worse for me. So yeah, Barry didn't do anything. He just like showed up in the argument to calm everything down and de-escalate the situation. But then that's when Jerry and Connor re-escalated the situation by going over the top and saying a lot of bullshit and also saying a lot of lies about me when I never said anything about those things and bringing up things out of the blue, which was really not necessary. But, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story. And again, be careful who you talk to on the internet. and be more careful with who you be friends with, because you won't know if they will turn on you. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna make a new one with my best friend. Later.